Fortnite Chapter 6 has been out for 2 weeks as of today, and within that short span of time, 3 new game modes have released alongside a massive update to Battle Royale, and it seems like Epic are finally able to give the right amount of attention to every single one of their modes. Now, Chapter 5 started off in a very similar way. We got the LEGO mode, Fortnite Festival, and Rocket Racing every single day staggered after the Big Bang Live event. That was a successful opening to the Metaverse, but this chapter has been way more successful with the new modes, and there's a few key reasons why. The first of which being that with the new game modes this chapter, there were a few days in between the release of each one, meaning people could take their time to get used to the new mode, figure out whether it was their thing or not, and then when the next thing came out, they see if they liked that too, rather than throwing 3 brand new game modes in our face at once and we're not really bothered to properly check out any of them. Chapter 5's opening to the Metaverse was a good thing for a big spectacle and a big event, but it failed to create long-term fan bases for these new modes. And Chapter 6 has done that really well. Another reason why Chapter 6's Metaverse has been so much more successful than Chapter 5's is because Chapter 5 was all over the place. One day we had a LEGO open world mode releasing, and then the next day we had a rhythm game, and then the next day we had a competitive racing game. Like, there was too many genres that frankly didn't appeal to the Fortnite fanbase. There's a reason that LEGO was the most successful out of these 3 modes. It focuses on exploration and adventure, which is a very broad game genre in comparison to stuff like rhythm games and competitive racing. I still think if Rocket Racing had power-ups and was more casual, it would have been successful, but can't really fix that now. Fortnite Chapter 6 focuses on the combat metaverse with ballistic, OG Battle Royale, and a refinement to reload with the changing maps. By further developing new game modes in the genre of combat and fighting, which they know Fortnite players like, these modes are a lot more likely to attract the Fortnite fanbase, in comparison to something niche like a rhythm game, which people might try once and then never touch again. So Fortnite now know what game modes are worth putting their time and energy into based on what the Fortnite players will actually like. But the Metaverse isn't just Fortnite-made modes, it's also about UEFN and what the community creates. A big problem that people had with UEFN, especially in Chapters 4 and 5, was that it was very hard to find actually good maps that people had created. The Discover system was just a mess. There were so many stupid box fight maps that just overshadowed genuinely good creations. And Fortnite has finally fixed up Discovery, and it actually looks pretty amazing. It no longer feels like it's trying to copy Netflix, it feels corporate but also just organized. And looking at it now, you can genuinely see that players do like everything that's come out. As I said before, the game modes now actually have decent fan bases. And this update to Discovery has also allowed awesome UEFN maps to get the attention they deserve. If you're in the Fortnite Twitter community, you would have heard about a UEFN event known as Fracture Reshaped. I actually had the pleasure of writing a few of these scenes which were in this live event, and the reception we got on this remastered version of Fracture was just incredible. There's more projects coming, by the way, so subscribe to the channel to not miss anything about that. Another thing that Fortnite have fixed, kind of to do with the UI thing as well, was the locker update. For whatever reason, in Chapter 4, or no, I think it was late Chapter 4, start of Chapter 5, Fortnite removed the ability to make presets with your character, and you had to kind of separate everything between a preset for emotes and your skin. It was just a mess. Now, in Chapter 6, I think we have the most kind of well-flowing locker we've ever had. It might not look the greatest, but it makes sense. And Fortnite are genuinely listening to their fanbase to improve the game, because at the end of the day, we're the ones who are going to be playing whatever they put out. Live events are another thing that Fortnite kind of cut down on to focus more on the Metaverse with Chapter 5. Donald Mustard, the former chief creative officer at Epic Games, actually spoke about this himself and said that was kind of part of the reason he left. He loved the story of Fortnite. He put a lot of his own work into that. And when Epic Games were kind of focusing more on the corporate side of the Metaverse than telling a story through live events, Mustard wasn't too happy about that, and he switched out his position with Charlie Wen. Throughout Chapter 5, we had seasonal mini live events that kept us up to date with what was going on in the story and led really well into the next season. Pretty much every live event ended with how the next season trailer would start, which is how the Fortnite story used to work, which is just incredible. And then we also had an amazing live event at the end of Chapter 2 OG, which, while it wasn't entirely story focused, still had a really good ending for the story, which showed us kind of, how we led into that chapter. And again, the continuity with how the Chapter 6 trailer started was just incredible. I think that's one of the best they've ever done. So they've fixed the story, they've fixed the UI, they've fixed the presets, they've fixed Discover, and the title doesn't lie, Fortnite has finally saved their Metaverse. So where does the game go from here? I hope in Chapter 6 we do get seasonal mini live events like we did last chapter, but I can't promise that, of course. I also hope we get voice acted questlines back, but I know that's not because of Fortnite, that's because of some actors strike going on at the moment, so please don't get mad at Epic for that. In terms of the new modes, we just had LEGO Brick Life released, which I'll be honest, it looks interesting. I'll probably give it a go in a few days. But we've also got OG Ranked releasing, which hopefully for the people who aren't too happy about the bots in normal OG, they can enjoy that mode. Another thing I just realized too, I absolutely love how they're doing the little countdown timers on the, new mode. This was something they first tried out with the remix finale, where they had like a kind of, I think they call it a billboard in the Discover section, which is actually a really good way of promoting stuff. And now that I'm properly looking at Discovery again, it's really good how they've organized it. Another thing I didn't even mention is that creator pages are now up on Fortnite. Yes, you can now see creators' profiles, their top creations, their most played ones, their favorite ones, and it also links to all of their socials as well, which is just awesome. I'm really happy with what Fortnite's done with this. The updates they've been bringing to the new modes are incredible. They've done new seasons for Festival, they brought Columbo to Lego, and also the Storm King. That update actually looks sick. I'm gonna have to play that after I finish recording this. But yeah, man, if you're still hating on the Fortnite Metaverse and saying that it was Tim Sweeney's fault and he killed everything and he made Donald Mustard leave, you might be right about the last thing. I think he did heavily influence the departure of Donald. But other than that, everything's pretty good. The story's back to good pacing, and hopefully the future is pretty bright for the rest of Fortnite Chapter 6.